You've officially stolen the Montana farm truck. Except for driving like 1,000 miles home back to Oregon.
What happened?
Yep, that's not good.
Something leaking.
That's bad. This isn't the first time I've been broken down, so we're gonna do it, all right? I'm in eastern Montana today visiting family, but what I'm actually doing is I'm trying to steal this truck. This is our farm truck that's been in the family for about 40 years, and it's got a lot of problems. It's only got about 65,000 miles on it, but we've replaced everything on it over and over again. And the things that are wrong with it aren't really that bad. I mean, of course, it's gone through a few clutches and, you know, brake master cylinders and things like that, but I'm hoping eventually they get so sick of it that they just give it to me. This week, I'm just gonna kind of get an idea of what's wrong with it. I know the taillights aren't working, the water pump is leaking, one of the windows won't roll down. It's kind of got a lot of little problems, so hopefully in the next year or two, this thing just becomes mine. This whole entire thing right here is the pump.
That's the water pump, yeah. So we just got to take that off. The engine runs good. Put this in, you know, start it up. It's just as smooth. You could bounce a quarter on the damn thing. It's so smooth.
All right. I don't know a damn thing about American cars, so this should be interesting. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Barely new radiator.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's in bad condition.
No,
We've got the fan shroud off, the fan, the alternator, pretty much ready to take the water pump off. Some of these parts are the original parts here. The thermostats have never been changed in 50 years.
we're more in a low car and a ratchet, and he's just the closest to heaven you'll probably ever get. Huh?
Yep. There's so much dirt on this thing, I can barely tell what's what. But I think the water pump's about to come off. Ugh.
You actually act like you know what the you're doing, Lori. It's amazing.
Guessing half the time. So I've got just about everything taken apart and put back together with the new water pump. The problem I'm seeing now is we might have bought the wrong water pump. The port that comes out of it to go to the heater core is actually blocked off with some giant plug, and we don't have an Allen key big enough to get that plug out, and we don't have a socket big enough to get the old one out of the old water pump, and I feel like I'm probably gonna break it. I don't have my impact, and I don't have a torch to heat it up. So I'm gonna try my best to get that out of there, but I have a feeling it's gonna break in half. I'm gonna take a look in the old garage here, see if there's any more tools. Maybe I'll find something useful. A flashlight would definitely be handy. There's a lot of old tools in this garage. You never know, I might find something useful. I do need a razor blade. Mostly just dead mice, some deer antlers. Unfortunately, most of this stuff is just woodworking things. Oh yes, we have the repair manual for the truck right here. Oh my God. I did actually manage to get the port off of the old water pump. I'm gonna move on now and try to fix the door window crank that won't roll down. So hopefully we can get this door panel off. It was just a bunch of these bolts just came out, and now it's binding, so we don't even have to take the assembly out. I can just put the bolts back in. And the way this window works is exactly the same as my German cars and my Japanese cars that I've worked on before. Really all that happened was these bolts came out and then the window slipped off of its track because the lifter came out of alignment. Got that all figured out and it's working pretty fine. I think we're just gonna put some thread locker on it and grease the tracks. We can call that a job done on the window. Next we're gonna move on to the taillights and see what's up with that. All right, you gonna leaf blower this thing?
See, the backlights just don't come on.
I was hoping it would just be a fuse, but it's not. The wiring on this truck is so incredibly simple. I could basically just climb under it and see the wire harness going down the frame rail. The source of our problems right here. There's like a whole
Piece of wire going.
loom of wires just ripped out.
For sake.
And wouldn't you guess it, there's a plug back here that looks like somebody got ripped off on a log or something. As soon as I plugged that thing back in, the taillights were working perfectly. This plug is damaged pretty badly, so I think we're gonna try to go into town and see if we can buy a new plug. Even if it's not the exact same one, I'll probably just replace the male and the female side anyways. So do a quick little solder job on it, or maybe just crimp some new tips on, and the thing should be good to go. So far, I haven't convinced anyone to let me just drive this thing home and take ownership of it, so it might be a few more months or even years before I'm able to steal this thing from my family I'm just gonna have to think of a few more problems with it that are gonna be too expensive to fix, but nothing that's gonna, you know, literally total the truck. I've noticed there's a few other things wrong with it. You know, the exhaust manifold is leaking. There's some oil dripping out of the transmission. Lots of little stuff like that. And we're gonna take the truck for a drive here, just down to the gas station and kind of give it a once over. And I think it could probably survive out here for another decade. The thing is just no one maintains it. So I think this truck needs to go to a proper home. You ready to steal this farm truck?
Oh yeah.
Where'd our truck go? So it turns out the farm truck's a couple miles away at our buddy's garage, who I thought was gonna fix that wheel bearing for us, but I guess not, so it's up to me. All right, I think this is the place. Nobody's home. Looks like somebody's gotten started on it already, so I'll just pick up where they left off and see if I can finish this thing up. All right, good news is we have an entire brake rotor assembly here that has brand new races and everything already pressed in, so that's really nice. That should help speed things up. And of course, the wheel bearing socket to get this thing off. So just take it apart, put it back together exactly how it came. It was very generous of our friend Kyle to let us use his garage. It's a lot nicer in here than it is outside. It's gonna get pretty hot today. So the only setback is I have no idea where any of his tools are, and he wasn't sure if he was gonna be able to join me. So far I'm just gonna send it by myself and see where I get. Well, I ran into a little bit of an issue here. Once I got a few things apart, I got to the actual meat of this, and turns out our special socket thing didn't fit inside of this. Luckily, Kyle came by and he said his buddy's got another one, so he's gonna go over and check on that. While we were hanging out talking, he greased all these bearings for me and got that all ready to go. So once I get this freaking nut off of here, it should be all good to go. And I mean, we'll be driving this truck shortly after lunch. So while we're waiting for that tool to show up, I'm kind of just looking around in the truck, seeing what's up with this thing, kind of cleaning it a little bit, because if we're gonna be driving around in this, I wanna make sure that it's not too nasty, make sure there's functioning seat belts and whatnot. The whole cab, unfortunately, kind of smells like mouse piss. You can see in here they chewed a little hole through the seat and have been chewing stuff up inside the seat. For now, just try to make this thing drivable. So Kyle managed to find the right socket, which is fantastic news. He also brought me a torque wrench, so pulled that rotor off and got the new bearings placed in it, put the new one back on, and now all I have to do is torque this thing up. Pretty easy. So the last torque setting on this thing is 160 foot-pounds, which isn't crazy, but with this odd socket thing, it's hard to keep this on the nut, so this might be a little interesting here. Let's see if I can get it. Got the power stance going. Oh, all right. Whew, it clicked right before the socket popped off. So I've never actually had a four-wheel drive vehicle before, but this is an old style one where you have to manually lock the hubs. And I guess if you turn this, what it does is it pushes a set of little prongs in there that gets this gear thing engaged, and that makes it so you're attached to the half shafts now. It's locked, and then when it's free, great, there we go. I think I got it. Everything's all back together. I got the wheel bearing torqued up nicely. Hopefully I did that correctly and I have enough grease on everything, but I think we're good to go. You know, the caliper's back on, the wheel's back on. That caliper was a little bit of a pain because I think the rotor had a little bit more material than the old one, being brand new, and I didn't have anything to spread out the pads, so had to get a little hammer and get that on there, but it's all good now, so hopefully this thing fires right up and we can drive it back to the cabin. Usually I would say something dramatic like, oh my gosh, I hope it starts, but I know how well this truck runs and I'm not even worried about it. Let's roll. I guess all there is left to do now is see if I can convince my parents to let me have this thing. Ready for a ride in the farm truck? All right, I've got the list here that my 6-year-old made. Slurpee and chocolate and marshmallows is at the top of the list. So things are getting pretty serious with the farm truck because after very careful negotiations with my parents, I finally talked them into letting me be the caretaker of this vehicle, which means that we're gonna drive this thing home to Portland on Friday. I'm sure my daughter is gonna be really excited about that. I didn't even bother booking return flights because I thought that it could be an option. I was kind of leaving that open. That this might possibly happen, so I'm super pumped to basically take ownership of this thing and fix it up, make it a little bit nicer, a little bit more drivable, and maybe just save this thing from the junkyard, hopefully. It's finally Friday. Today's the day we're stealing the farm truck. Can't exactly say I'm 100% confident. I'm definitely not nervous, but I don't really know enough about this truck to make any calls whether if we're gonna make it or not. But I'm pretty sure that this American-made, you know, sturdy, good running vehicle is gonna be just fine. We'll see what happens. You ready? We have officially stolen the Montana farm truck. So this is gonna be a 2-day long drive in this 1977 Chevy K10.
What happened?
Hold on a second.
Did we...
Stinky Pete!
Ah!
We stole a pet skunk from the farmhouse. So we're at our first gas stop. I'm a little bit worried that some of our stints later on are gonna be a little sketchy because we have some like 150-mile stints where there's no gas stations. I'm just probably getting like 10 miles to the gallon. Yep, she's full. You ready to grab some snacks, Celia?
Heck yeah.
Let's do it. Definitely eat some blue wine. See, that's the thing is when you're an adult, you can just be belligerent. Buy whatever you want when you go to the gas station. Oh, maybe I'll get this one. Well, that didn't go as planned. $73.
We're not getting anything at the next gas
At the
station.
next place, we're not gonna get anything. So we left Billings about an hour ago. We stopped and got ourselves some coffee, then we jumped on the freeway, driven about 55 miles, and I realize now that our odometer is actually malfunctioning. Definitely getting better gas mileage than I thought, which is great news. Hopefully we'll be able to extend this tank to go at least 200 miles, a 20-gallon tank of gas. It's absolutely beautiful out here. There are like some beautiful hills and rock formations. When we leave lunch, do you want to drive the way that's a little bit funner, or do you just want to stay on the freeway and try to get there as quickly as possible?
Go on the freeway and go as quickly as possible.
Yeah, okay. I thought you might say that. What do you think of that?
That's so cool. Ah!
Look, it has a big M on the side for Missoula. I think one of our brakes are sticking. It's the brake pad. We have a stuck brake pad. I think I'm just gonna pull over and take a look at it.
Woo!
It's smoking. Yep, that's not good.
Something leaking.
That's bad.
Hope we make it.
Is that power steering fluid? I think we have a stuck brake pad and we're leaking power steering fluid. We're not screwed yet, but there's definitely a problem. I think the power steering got too hot and it's leaking. And I think we have a stuck brake pad for some reason. I don't think we've been leaking brake fluid, which is the best thing, which is really good, because there's still plenty of it in there. Got myself a little squirt bottle here, made with a screwdriver. I don't think it's a coincidence that this is the brake caliper that I just took off and now it's having issues. I think maybe I unsettled some stuff that shouldn't have been unsettled.
Press the piston, thin piston edge like in our case. So your best bet is to use
I don't have any of those
then
tools.
slowly tighten the clamp until the
Maybe the brake will just not be stuck anymore.
Are we still going to the gas station?
Yeah, we still might run out of gas. What the heck? The other side is sticking too for some reason. Why would that be? All right, Celia has jokingly bought a miniature squirt gun that's got candy. And I think you squirt water out of here. So maybe that'll help the brake calipers cool off, I'm hoping. I got 3 gallons of water, so that's good. Good news, we're gonna put some gas in the truck and we're gonna try to make it to the hotel. And I'm just gonna continue to not push the brakes. 2 stuck brake calipers, 3 gallons of water. The hotel is 26 miles away. You think we can make it? Stop. Too stuck. I'll figure out something. I mean, I fix an Audi Quattro usually, so this should be easy. So I'm really curious if maybe there's like stuck pressure in there from the master cylinder. I don't know, it sounds like a bad idea. Some hot brake fluid kind of squirted out. I know that was really dumb. I kind of knew that was gonna happen, but I'm really curious to see if that unsticks them. Let's give it a shot. Okay, the brakes are unstuck. We're rolling. You can already tell it's way better already.
Oh my god, this is what a usual car feels like again, right?
Yes, this is what the car should feel like. Alright, so what I've discovered is that the car only has rear brakes now, which is fine. I think I can work with that. It's a little bit scary, but we're not doing any road racing. Here's our beautiful cabin. Sweet. Are you sleeping on the bottom bed, or are you gonna sleep in the big bed with me?
No.
I gotta call your mom and tell her that we haven't died. We've officially made it to Lolo Pass Hot Springs Resort. We got here at 7:30, which isn't horrible considering what happened. I'm gonna assess it tomorrow. If we can't drive it, we're gonna have to call my dad to come pick us up with his trailer, and I really don't wanna do that. So I'm not worried about these big roads like this. It's more of traffic that I'm worried about, because the truck's got plenty of decel. If you let off the gas and put it in a low gear, it's got tons of decel. So we'll see how it goes. We woke up really early this morning and got underway. It was pitch black outside and kind of scary with these windy roads. You know, I was keeping my eye out for deer and stuff like that. Unfortunately, our situation has not gotten any better, if not worse. The truck pretty much has no brakes right now, and I'm driving it with the emergency foot brake, which is extremely difficult and extremely confusing in my brain, and I've almost hit a couple things. So what we've managed to do is get in this little town called Kamia, and we're at a Napa Auto Parts, which I saw online has a brake master cylinder that we're gonna replace on the truck here in the parking lot. Hopefully I can swap that out in about 30 minutes. And well, I mean, first of all, hopefully they have it in stock, but I'm really, really hoping that fixes it. All right, they had the part, super exciting. We're gonna swap this thing out in the parking lot, see if we can get this truck back on the road. I'm pretty sure I replaced this master cylinder about 15 years ago, last time it went out. The problem with this farm truck is it'll sit for really long periods of time. What's good is I see some bubbles coming up, which means fluid is going down. Good thing I got a really tall kid so she can reach the brake pedal here. All right, start pumping that pedal. Is this pretty cool? We're fixing the truck in the down.
Yes!
All right, so it looks like it has sucked down quite a lot of brake fluid now. Thank goodness. Let's see if it works. We go down this little road here. All right, you ready to try it?
Yeah.
Yes! Yes! We got brakes! We got brakes! We got brakes! Let's do it! Let's get out of here. 400 miles to Portland. Today has been a little bit of a roller coaster. So glad we got those brakes fixed, and I'm happy to report that nothing else seems to be wrong with the truck. So far, so good, but it's hard to know until it breaks. Filling up right now in Dayton, Washington, so it's nice we crossed another border. We're gonna grab just some quick food and get back on the road. We should be home in about 5 hours. Looking forward to it. I see the house!
I see our
1,000 miles! We've done it!
1,000!
There's Mom! There's Mom and Reese waiting for us! There they are, we did it! I can't believe we did it. What do you think of our new car? We did it, Reese. We got the farm truck. We're going to the pool, party in the pool.
Raising me!
Like my back's a little bit sweaty. Yes! Oh, oh Reese, I missed you. Oh, that feels good. Well, in the end, the farm truck made it, and it was actually pretty fun, but most of all, I know I made some new memories with my daughter that I'll never forget. I've got tons of ideas for things to do to this thing, so stay tuned. Maybe my daughter will help me out on it and learn a few things about cars, but for now, check your polarizer.